Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am Ghulam Yasin, lecturer in physics. In our today's physics lecture, we will discuss Gauss's law and its applications. Before moving towards the topic, it is important to have a look on few important points from previous topics. These points are helpful to understand what is Gauss's law. A static charge produces an electric field around it. An electric charge has some region around it where its influence can be observed by another charge. This region is called electric field. Electric field is represented by imaginary lines called electric field lines. To visualize this field, imaginary lines are drawn which are called electric field lines. If we place some area element in this field, field lines will pass through it. Number of electric field lines passing through any surface is called electric flux. Electric flux through any closed surface is independent of the shape of the surface. It only depends upon the charge enclosed and medium. If charge is enclosed in a closed surface, then electric flux through this surface does not depend upon geometry of the surface. Gauss's law is about electric flux through closed surface due to number of enclosed charges. If a closed surface contains number of charges, then total electric flux due to all these point charges can be calculated by Gauss's law. We can define Gauss's law. The flux through any closed surface is 1 over epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed in it. Mathematically, we can write as phi is equal to q over epsilon naught, where phi is the representation of electric flux, q is the total amount of charge, q is the charge enclosed, and epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space. So in order to calculate total electric flux through a closed surface, we should know total charge and permittivity of medium. Now we have to prove this statement. Starting from a single enclosed charge, as electric flux through a closed surface enclosing a charge q is calculated as phi is equal to q over epsilon naught, as shown in a diagram. Electric charge is located at the center of this closed surface, and electric flux through this closed surface can be calculated by the formula given here, phi is equal to q over epsilon naught. This electric flux is because of single charge. So what will be the flux through an arbitrary shaped object which contains n number of charges? Let's consider an arbitrary shaped closed object enclosing n charges. Our task is to calculate total electric flux through this surface due to all these charges. We have to calculate total electric flux through this closed surface. Total electric flux through this closed surface will be the sum of electric flux due to each charge. So electric flux due to charge q1 is according to the formula phi 1 is equal to q1 over epsilon naught. Similarly, electric flux due to charge q2 will be phi 2 equal to q2 over epsilon naught. So on, we can calculate electric flux for each charge by this equation. Electric flux due to nth charge Qn will be phi n equal to Qn over epsilon naught. Total electric flux. Total electric flux is the sum of electric flux due to each charge. Phi, which is the total electric flux through this closed surface, is equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3 up to so on phi n, where phi 1 is electric flux due to charge q1, phi 2 is electric flux due to charge q2, and so on. Phi n is electric flux due to charge qn. Putting the values of electric flux due to each charge, the equation becomes q1 over epsilon naught plus q2 over epsilon naught plus q3 over epsilon naught, so on qn over epsilon naught. We can take 1 over epsilon naught as a common factor. The remaining factors inside the brackets is the sum of all charges, and it is equal to total charge q. We can replace it in above equation, and the equation becomes phi is equal to 1 over epsilon naught into total charge enclosed. Mathematically, it is written as 1 over epsilon naught times q, where q, capital Q, is the total amount of charge. Hence, we have proved the statement of Gauss's law, which is the total electric flux through any closed surface is 1 over epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by that surface. Application of Gauss's law. Gauss's law is used to find electric field intensity due to different charge configuration. Although we have another equation to find electric field intensity, but the equation is useful only for single charge. We can calculate electric field intensity due to number of charges easily by using Gauss's law. Before applying Gauss's law, we have to follow these steps. First of all, draw an imaginary closed surface which passes through the point at which the electric intensity is to be measured. This closed surface is called Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface is defined as an imaginary closed surface of arbitrary shape which passes through the point where we want to calculate electric intensity. Then find the electric flux enclosed by the Gaussian surface by equation. This equation is the basic definition of electric flux. Then apply Gauss's law. Gauss's law can be applied by finding the total enclosed charge and dividing it by the permittivity of the medium. In the end, to find electric field intensity, compare both these equations. Now, let's apply these conditions on first case, electric field intensity inside a hollow charge sphere. We have to find electric field intensity inside a hollow sphere. Consider a hollow conducting sphere of radius r having uniform distribution of positive charge on its surface. We have to find electric field intensity at a point P inside the sphere as shown in figure. Applying the conditions of Gauss's law, first of all, we have to draw Gaussian surface. To apply Gauss's law, draw a Gaussian surface of sphere of radius r prime such that r prime is less than r. R prime is less than r means that the closed surface we are going to draw is inside the sphere. Gaussian surface passes through the point P at which E is to be calculated. Now, applying the basic equation of definition of electric flux, flux through this closed surface is given by phi is equal to E dot A. Applying Gauss's law to the closed surface, phi is equal to 1 over epsilon naught total charge enclosed. Remember that we have to find electric flux by two equations, and then we have to compare these two equations. First of all, we have to find electric flux through that closed surface by equation phi is equal to E dot A. Then we will apply Gauss's law to this closed surface, and after that we will compare these two equations. So, applying Gauss's law to this closed surface, to apply Gauss's law, we have to see total charge enclosed. As we can see in the diagram, that charge is at outer surface of the sphere and interior of the hollow sphere is charge free. No charge is present inside the hollow sphere. Since charge enclosed by the surface is 0, so phi will be 0, because we will put total charge enclosed equal to 0. This will make whole term equal to 0. Now compare equation 1 and 2, which gives the result 0 is equal to E dot A. The product of two terms is resulting equal to 0, mean one of the both quantity should be equal to 0. As area can never be 0, this implies that electric field intensity is 0. Thus, interior of a hollow charge metal sphere is field free region. Therefore, any apparatus placed within a metal enclosure is shielded from electric field. That's all for today. We will discuss its remaining two applications in next lecture.